My name is Robert, and for 20 years, I've been working as a janitor at a big corporate building downtown. Every morning, I arrive before sunrise with my old mop, my cleaning cart, and my worn-out shoes. Before you go, don't forget to subscribe to this channel for more heartfelt stories about love, loss, and redemption. Every week, we share emotional tales that remind us how fragile trust can be, how deep pain can run, and how forgiveness can heal even the most broken hearts. Broken Heart. By subscribing, you become part of a community that believes every story, no matter how sad or tragic, carries a message of hope. Crescent moon sparkles. So hit that subscribe button, turn on the notification bell, and stay with us for the next story that will move your soul and touch your heart. People usually don't notice me, and when they do, it's rarely kind. But what no one knows is that behind my uniform, behind those tired eyes, lies a story of sacrifice, love, and the kind of pride that doesn't come from titles, but from the people you raise. I never planned to be a janitor. In my 20s, I dreamed of becoming an engineer. I studied hard, worked night shifts, and saved every penny for tuition. But then my wife, Maria, got sick, and everything changed. The medical bills drained us. My dreams of graduating had to be buried so I could keep food on the table. When my son Ethan was born, I made a promise to him while holding his tiny hand. You'll never have to give up on your dreams the way I did. I'll do whatever it takes. So I took the first job I could get as a janitor at a corporate office. At first, it was supposed to be temporary. But days turned into years, and before I knew it, I'd been cleaning the same halls for 2 decades. Some people treated me kindly. A smile here, a thank you there, but most looked right through me. And a few mocked me. Every summer, the company brought in college interns. Fresh-faced, confident, and often arrogant. One afternoon, I was mopping the lobby floor when I overheard 3 of them laughing. Man, can you imagine working here for 20 years just cleaning floors? Bet he never even finished high school. He probably thinks this is some kind of achievement. I kept my head down and continued mopping. I'd learned long ago that arguing doesn't change people's hearts. But that day, something inside me hurt more than usual, because those boys reminded me of Ethan. Not because of what they said, but because of how young and full of potential they looked. And I wondered, for the 100th time, if all my sacrifices had been worth it. You see, while I worked nights scrubbing floors, Ethan studied. I'd come home exhausted, my hands raw from chemicals, and still help him with his math. He was brilliant, far smarter than I ever was. When he got into college on a scholarship, I cried, not out of sadness, but because it felt like my dream was finally living through him. He majored in business administration, and even though I didn't understand much of what he studied, I was always proud. We didn't have much, but he never complained. He always said, "Dad, one day you won't have to work like this. I'll take care of you." But as years went on, we spoke less. College kept him busy, then work, then silence. He stopped visiting as often. Stopped answering calls. At first, I told myself it was normal. He was building a life. But deep down, I missed him terribly. One Monday morning, rumors started going around the building. Everyone was talking about the new CEO. Apparently, the company's founder had retired, and a young, ambitious leader was taking over. People said he was brilliant, graduated from one of the top universities, built several startups, and was known for his vision. No one knew much about him, except for his first name, Ethan. When I heard that name, my heart skipped a beat, but I laughed to myself. There must be hundreds of Ethans in this city, I muttered. Still, something about it made my hands tremble. That morning, I was assigned to clean the executive floor. The doors were glass, the carpet spotless. I'd cleaned that floor 1,000 times before, but never with this much nervous energy. I was scrubbing near the conference room when I heard a familiar voice, deep, confident, but one I hadn't heard in years. "Thank you, everyone. I'll do my best to lead this company forward." I froze. It couldn't be. I peeked through the glass door, and there he was, my son, standing tall in a tailored suit, shaking hands with board members. The CEO, I stood there, hidden behind my cleaning cart, unable to move. Tears filled my eyes. Pride, shock, love, all crashing into me at once. He had done it. He had made something of himself, more than I ever dreamed of, and I had helped in my own small way. After the meeting ended, the executives filed out. They passed me without a glance, as usual. Then Ethan stepped out. For a moment, our eyes met. I saw a recognition flicker in his face, then confusion, then emotion. He walked toward me slowly. "Dad," he said softly. I froze, clutching the mop handle. "Ethan?" The hallway went silent. Everyone turned to look. And then he smiled, the same boyish smile he had when he was 10. He stepped forward and pulled me into a hug. "Oh my God," he said, his voice breaking. "I didn't know you worked here." I couldn't even speak. Tears streamed down my face as I whispered, "I didn't want to bother you. I just want to see where you ended up." He pulled back, looking straight into my eyes. "Bother me? Dad, you gave up everything for me. You're the reason I'm standing here." Everyone in the hallway was staring. The same interns who mocked me were frozen in disbelief. One of them whispered, "Wait, that's the new CEO's dad." Ethan turned to them, his voice firm but calm. "Yes, this man you see here, this janitor, is my father. He worked 2 jobs to put me through school. He sacrificed everything so I could have a better life. If you think cleaning floors is something to mock, then maybe you don't deserve to walk on them." The room went dead silent. No one dared to move. Some lowered their heads in shame. And me, I stood there trembling, overwhelmed with emotion. That afternoon, Ethan insisted I join him for lunch in his office. It felt strange, sitting in that beautiful room with my old uniform and dirty hands. He ordered food from the restaurant I used to take him to when he was little, our favorite cheap pizza place. "You still remember this?" I asked, smiling. "Of course," he said. "How could I forget the best pizza in town?" We talked for hours. About life, about Mom, about everything we missed. "I want to call you so many times," he said, his voice heavy. But I was ashamed. Ashamed? Why? Because I thought once I became successful, I'd make you proud. But then I realized you were proud of me long before that. I just didn't see it. I reached across the table and held his hand. "Son, you were my pride the moment you were born. Everything else was just noise." A few days later, the company held a formal event, a welcoming ceremony for the new CEO. Ethan asked me to attend. I almost said no. I didn't own a suit. I didn't belong in rooms like that. But he insisted. So I came, wearing my cleanest uniform and a nervous smile. During his speech, Ethan said something I'll never forget. "Before I start, I want to thank someone special. Someone who taught me that dignity doesn't come from a job title, but from hard work and love. Most people saw him as just a janitor. But to me, he's the greatest man I know.